Welcome to the Daily 304 Entrepreneur and Innovator Podcast. Here at the Daily 304, we are committed to sharing the wealth, beauty, opportunity, and innovation that is here in wonderful Almost Heaven, West Virginia. So we've added this slightly extended feature for you, where we spend some time with innovators and entrepreneurs and dig a little deeper into their companies, their work, their purpose, and the reasons they are here in the Mountain State and proud to call themselves West Virginians. As always, you can get your daily dose of 3 interesting stories right here by email or on all the social channels. Just visit wv.gov/daily304 to see all your options. Today on the Daily 304, we are joined by Todd Cope, CEO of CentralApp. CentralApp is a technology company that provides qualified, affordable, onshore technology talent and operates their company in the heart of Appalachia in West Virginia. Todd is what I call a zealot. He actually took a trip across the country in a Tesla where he visited leading technology companies from St. Louis to Silicon Valley and pitched the idea of onshoring from right here in West Virginia. We had a great conversation, and we think you'll love the stories he shares about upskilling, remote work, and the unique position West Virginia is in at this moment to take advantage of all we have here. Thank you for giving us a few minutes each day to help share the great news about West Virginia with the world. Welcome, everybody. My name is Andy Malinoski. I'm the Director of Communications for the West Virginia Department of Commerce. I'm here today with Todd Cope. He's the CEO of a company called CentralApp. And what Todd and I are going to share with you today is what happens when you put your CEO in a Tesla and you send him to Silicon Valley. So Todd, thank you for joining us today. We'd love to learn about your trip and everything that you're doing here in wonderful West Virginia.
Well, Andy, thank you. It's great to be here. I appreciate it.
First of all, and this is a new feature we have on the Daily 304 called Innovators and Entrepreneurs. It's going to be a weekly release of very interesting, informative information from folks like Todd and what they're doing to foster innovation, entrepreneurship, and pivoting West Virginia forward in technology and different industries. So we're really grateful that you're here today. So Todd, tell me a little bit about CentralApp. Kind of what is your why? Why does the company get out of bed in the morning? What are you trying to do every day? What problem do you solve for your customers?
Well, Andy, CentralApp was founded on the idea that there are talented people everywhere, but opportunities for those people are not equally distributed. So at its core, CentralApp is a bridge between people who have talents, the desire to work, and some opportunities they may not get locally in their communities in West Virginia.
So it sounds to me like you're kind of a catalyst to bring people together with opportunity?
That's exactly what we're trying to do. There are plenty of great people in West Virginia who are willing to work really hard and have a lot of skills, and we are matching those up with companies that could actually really need those skills today.
Excellent, excellent. Tell me a little bit about why your company chooses to operate in West Virginia.
So I think West Virginia is a huge untapped human resource for the country. Mm-hmm. There's a tremendous amount of people here that have skills or can develop skills, and the ability to attach them to these opportunities outside of the region. It's just an amazing opportunity to be close to that and be able to foster those opportunities for people here in the Mountain State.
So in your travels, and I mentioned the Tesla, tell me, give me the elevator pitch on how that trip went and what you did, and then what was the thing while you were on the other side of the nation? We're in West Virginia here, you're in California, and on your way there, what were you presenting to them in the way that you sold West Virginia? How did you present it to them so they understood the value that you see here?
Sure. So for me, I wanted to start the year out with something really positive coming out of 2020, and I wanted to help get the economy started off in a good way in 2021 for CentralApp particularly. And so I decided to drive across the country and interview as many tech CEOs that I could get to meet with me and talk about opportunities here in West Virginia. And I really asked them the question, what would it take for you to outsource your tech to West Virginia? And they all said basically the same thing. They said, well, first, I have to know that you're available and that it's a possibility. Then you have to be good, and then you have to be affordable. And I'm thinking, well, we've got 2 and 3 covered. So let's make everybody aware of the opportunities that they have for finding a talented workforce here in Appalachia generally and West Virginia specifically.
So can you give me an example or two of how that's worked? How have you been able to meet all three of those criteria for companies that aren't here? Give me a couple vignettes about how that works.
Right. So one of my favorites, which is recent, I have a lot of great stories, but a direct outcome of this trip is I met with a fintech CEO from a startup in St. Louis as I was going across the country. And, he said the same three things I just talked about, and he was looking for tech work. And then very soon after that meeting, he reached out and said, well, here's a need I have. What can you do? And we actually had a guy in our talent exchange, and CentralApp has a talent exchange of more than 50 people now. That is our resource for technologies that we provide to people. And the guy's name was Zach. Zach lives in Braxton County. He lives literally in a holler in Braxton County. And when I met him 2 years ago, Zach was an unemployed electrician without a lot of opportunities in Braxton County. He had a lot of interest in tech, but didn't have a lot of training or experience. So he was able to get some technical training through programs with CentralApp. And he's over the years done several different gigs for us. But I thought at this point he was a perfect fit for the company in St. Louis. And he started working for them a few months ago, and he's done great. And just 2 weeks ago, Zach calls me and says, hey, the company is looking to make a W-2 of me. And I'm like, Zach, that's fantastic. Let me get with them and, work out the specifics for you. And because we do that, we don't just do, the hourly gigs, but we also place people as remote W-2 if that's what they want. So
let me rephrase it. So you trained Zach who was an unemployed electrician. He now has the skills to be a software programmer?
That's correct. He's in the Salesforce ecosystem, he is a developer. So he's a programmer within ecosystem.
So then you connected him with this St. Louis company. He's working on a contract basis as a CentralApp employee.
He is.
And now the company likes Zach so much they want to hire him and take him from you.
That's correct. Okay. And that's built into our contract. So that's an outcome that we are prepared for. And it's a win for us, right? Beyond the sort of nuts and bolts of profitability, we want to also plant the seeds of a tech ecosystem in West Virginia, right? So our ultimate goal is when people think of outsourcing tech, that they don't think India or Eastern Europe, but they think Appalachia generally and West Virginia specifically. And,
okay.
I fully understand that's a very long-term project and a heavy lift, but that's really what gets me up in the morning and get going. In Zach's situation, to finish that story, I was able to call Zach back the next day and tell him he was going to get an offer letter to be a six-figure remote WTech employee with full health benefits and a 401k matching program.
Wow.
And Zach, luckily he was sitting down, and he was shocked for a few seconds, and then he starts screaming on the phone, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And I was able to tell Zach, in fact, I am. And that was one of the best. It happened around my birthday, which was kind of nice. It was like the best birthday present I could ever get.
So there's a couple of really neat things that happened there. One, Zach gets to stay in Braxton County. Mm-hmm. Zach is probably making as much, if not more, than he was as an electrician.
Yeah, I don't think he was I guess he was technically an electrician assistant, so I don't think he was making six figures.
Yeah. So, and you helped him acquire the skills he needed to solve a problem for a technology company in St. Louis. Now, for CentralApp, does that mean that they're going to look to you in the future if they have another opening and they would do contract work with you?
I had that discussion this morning with the CEO.
Yeah, so you're delivering on those 3 points that you mentioned earlier, providing a solution to their problem, and I would imagine in St. Louis or Silicon Valley, they're competing for employees across the street where you're providing a new resource for them. So another thing that I heard probably is you need more people to be working for you here in West Virginia.
We do. I joke, my needle of concern switches back and forth between supply and demand. I want to have enough demand to keep the existing talent exchange working, but then I want to have enough talent exchange members to meet the demand. And this year, the needle has shifted hard over to concern about supply, meaning Talent Exchange members. So if anybody wants to explore tech, they should go to our website, CentralApp.us. Right at the top, there's a Find Work button, and they can click on that, and it'll walk you through what you need to do to join our Talent Exchange and get some opportunities in the tech world.
What a great story. What a great experience for Zach and your company. And just thank you for being an advocate for Appalachia and West Virginia. Here's a quick question that we're going to ask everybody at the end of our sessions. You know, what's the thing you tell, like what memory do you have about being in West Virginia that you share with others when they're like, West Virginia? Why are you running this company from West Virginia? Why are you there?
Right. So there are literally tons of amazing things in West Virginia to do, and I'll share a more recent one. Is that a lot of the fun that I have in West Virginia revolves around the New River Gorge and getting whitewater rafting and things like that. But most recently, I did a fishing trip with my dad, where it's sort of a gentleman's fishing trip where you have a guide. They take you down the river, nice and slow, floating down, take you where the fish are. They'll take the fish off the hook if you want. I mean, it's just such a relaxing thing, and be able to do that with my dad and the beauty of West Virginia, where he grew up down in Mingo County. So he's definitely been in West Virginia his whole life, and just be able to share that experience and the beauty of West Virginia with my dad in that kind of environment was,
priceless.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah. Great story. Glad you got to do that. Obviously in our role, we're promoting the parks, tourism, anything we can to get people outside, enjoy the wealth, beauty, and opportunity here in West Virginia. Todd, your job almost sounds a little bit like a vocation. Thank you for your commitment to this area and to the people here, and serving as a catalyst to change. Maybe we're talking about Silicon Holler instead of Silicon Valley, right?
That's right.
Before we go, is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, again, I'll just emphasize that there are opportunities for people in West Virginia. And one thing I like to leave with people is, don't think you can't do it. There are ways to get training. You can do it. I've known a lot of Silicon Valley engineers in my life. There's plenty of equally talented, hardworking people in West Virginia. So don't doubt yourself. People in Mountain State can do great things, and I think they should give it a shot.
Excellent. Let's all be like Zach, right?
That's correct. Be like Zach.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll talk soon. We'll amplify this. Everybody get outside, enjoy West Virginia. Thank you so much, Todd.
Right. Thank you, Andy.
Take care.
Find these stories and more at wv.gov/daily304. Music by Zach Harold. The Daily 304, curated news and information brought to you by the West Virginia Department of Commerce, sharing the wealth, beauty, and opportunity in West Virginia with the world. Follow the Daily 304 on Twitter and Instagram at Daily304. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Facebook. You can also subscribe to the Daily 304 on YouTube. That way you catch all the new features we are launching each week. Or to get our daily 3-story newsletter, go to wv.gov/daily304 and click the blue box that says subscribe to the Daily 304 newsletter. That's all for now. Take care, be safe, get outside, and enjoy all the opportunity West Virginia has to offer.